What's up, guys? I'm going to be starting a new series on this channel where any of you can send me 3 replays on ranked that you want me to review by joining my Discord server and just DMing me if you need any coaching. And then I'll be making a video on this channel reviewing them, reviewing all 3 replays and giving you pointers and tips and advice based on what I see. So our first player, we have a diamond level Magyar, also a Reno player. And we're just going to watch our first game here. We're going to be looking at the Magyar. And first, let's just look at our opponent here. So our opponent is Isaiah, and he has blasters and cannon. So already what we're going to want to do is weapon throw a lot. We're going to want to weapon throw because that interrupts blaster light, which takes a long time, and that interrupts cannon, going for Sair, going for Dare, just weapon throwing here is pretty much the key. Also, we're going to want to play more vertically because blaster does have a lot of horizontal coverage like side light, end light, D light. So especially against blasters, we're going to just want to be patient. We're going to want to try to bait them into using a D light or end light, and then try to punish with a vertical move. Maybe if you're playing Greatsword, jump Dare. If you're playing Hammer, you kind of just want to dash in. You can probably, let's just examine the game. Let's get right into the game. So already in the first 10 seconds, we see how often the Isaiah is just spamming a bunch of attacks right off the bat. So we do just want to kind of stand back and wait for there to be an opening for us to punish with. And so we also saw the Magyar did dodge in 2 times in a row. So we want to look out not to dodge in all the time, especially against blasters. There we've seen the Isaiah does not dodge 2 hits. So our next thing we should do is 3 hit the Isaiah. We did get a nice catch, but see again here, the Isaiah did not dodge the 2 hit. So at this point, we should be okay. We should think that we just want to 3 hit from now on until the Isaiah starts to dodge. See, all of those moves, those 3 moves that the Isaiah just did vertically right in front of him, that lets us know that we have to approach from the air. So the Magyar should not be on the ground still trying to D-light. We should be jump daring, weapon throwing, anything that interrupts that, or, punish from the air. Weapon throw, yeah, the Sair probably wasn't the best. We should have 3 hit there because, we know. I think we could have caught that. I don't think you had to jump and then dodge in after you missed the side light. You could have stayed where you were and then just did an end light, catch the Sair. Yep, recover him, grab your weapon. That's unfortunate. Not enough end lag on that move. There, you could have punished that for sure though. You definitely could have punished this. That you can, if that, I don't think that's going to hit you. Let's look at the hitboxes, the hurt boxes. I'm pretty sure you go over this, but just in case, you could just GC D-light, maybe. But also, he's still in end lag here. If you were just a little bit faster, you could have got to him. You could have dashed to him right here. Boom. That's a D-light. That's a D-light side light. But just a little slow on that. Nice there. You had his gravity cancel there, but that was a little quick to see, so it's okay that you missed that. But you did have you did gravity cancel, and you hit him with side light. That's another guaranteed D-light Sair. That's unfortunate. You just used the recovery at the wrong spot. Here, what I would have did was I would have just recovered earlier because he did throw his weapon. I would have recovered as soon as you seen him throw his weapon and then go above the weapon. And then if he tried to recover you, then you can dare him. Or once he throws his weapon, you can either go in between him. Let's see. See, yeah, you just got scared. That wouldn't have reached you if you went a little higher and just went right under the weapon throw. So he got back to stage. So he did, you know, kind of mix you up there and baited you to get hit by that. So he's on the cannon. That was a punish you could have got there if you did a falling nair. Nice 3-hit. Now he's just attacking. Honestly, right here, where he does the GC D-Sig, why would he do that? You can just dash into a side sig. I'm gonna dash side sig that, because, I mean, you did side sig, but it was a little late. You're doing a lot of stairs. Also, that ground pound off stage wasn't necessary. I would have just stayed on stage. But you're doing a lot of stairs. You a Sarah here. It does work, but also that's not good, especially if you land into a Sarah. You kind of want to get rid of that habit to have. You want to go for more dares, and I haven't seen you do any dares. Any aerial dares, at least. So here you're just kind of playing too far away from him. He's unarmed. He's using a lot of options. He's not coming towards you to attack. See, he just, I mean, he missed, he did a nair, and then he dodged up, and then he's landing. You could have caught an end light here, but you're backing up to the weapon. He dashes out of that. That's a KO right there. Okay. He's attacking a lot. Here, you could just recovery. You can fast fall recovery. Yep. See, you just empty hopped and did nothing. See if I can slip right here. When you're right here, fast fall recovery, and that punishes him. He dodged up, but that was like the slowest reaction dodge right there. You could have definitely continued that as N-light, D-light, N-light maybe, or N-light, D-light at least, into a jump. So now he's throwing out all the moves again, all the horizontal moves. So you catch his landing, which is good. He doesn't dodge, so you 3-hit there. Oh, that's just tough. Honestly, if you were scared about approaching that, you could weapon throw. You can, if you were far away, you could have had that if you just knew when that hitbox ended. When that hitbox right here on the SiG ended, that's where you D-light right before. But you did get that juggle. I think you could have continued a little more with another nair. That's okay, because that's good damage. He's dead there. He would have been if you did side light and light side light. Right, yeah, side light and light side light, that kills. And I don't know what he's doing now. But you're kind of giving him too much room to work with here. He's really low. He's kind of panicking. He doesn't know what to do. You're backdashing when you should just be staying right here. I mean, what's he going to hit you with? Like, he's unarmed. He doesn't have that much range on his attacks. You also have your Greatsword D-Sig, which is really good on Magyar, on the edge. But you kind of just let him get back to stage. He's going to grab his weapon. And then you went off stage for, you know, a very risky attack. But that side sig hits, so that's nice. And honestly, like, you just see how often he's throwing out moves. He's just attacking blindly, pretty much. You also had the 3-hit here. I don't know why you dashed into a side light. He dodged into your end light. Liz dodge right here. Boom, that's a dodge. You catch that with end light, D-light, end light, into a juggle. And then you jump nair right there. But you went into a dash on that side light. So. Okay. Honestly, here, You did go pretty low, but that's okay. You might not have new, the blaster D-Sig hitbox. Right here, IGCN SiG, because his blaster D-Light, it has no hitboxes right now. And like, honestly, you win that interaction if you GC in SiG, and it's really insane. So you did a backdash D-Light there. I would have just jumped there. I need to see more jump dares. You're using way too many Sares and not enough jump dares. And now you're just attacking. You did weapon throw to stop that SiG. That's a punish right there because he dodged in. Boom. Oh, you missed the recovery. You went a little too high. Yeah, you did recovery too early. But that's okay because maybe if you did recovery lower, that Enlight does beat out the greatsword recovery, so it doesn't really matter there. He's staying right underneath you, right here. He's trying to recover you. I would have just stayed in this spot because what else could he hit you with if it's not a recovery? He has Nair, but you have a weapon throw. You can weapon throw down, and I think that would have just been a better option to at least build some damage. Okay, where did you use your dodge? You dodged the weapon throw. Okay. What you can do when you see that weapon throw coming, spot dodge, and then just wait like half a second, and then end SiG, and you can still get the GC end SiG while avoiding the weapon throw, and that would have got you back up. So you would have end SiG'd, you would still had your options, and then you would have got your dodge back again to do another gravity cancel end SiG and made it back. So grab your weapon. I think you could have got that dodge that he did in the air. He's doing a lot of dodges in the air. There's so many opportunities for you to catch any of his dodges that he's doing in the air. There, you could have enlighted instead of dash forward side light. He did another dodge into the air, and you got scared because he's next to you, so you spot dodged, which you gotta eliminate that habit. You gotta make these spot dodges based on reaction instead of where they are in proximity to you. Because doing a spot dodge after you miss is very risky, and it's not really worth it. It's better to just jump after you miss, jump there, or just empty jump, and you should get to that habit because he does punish that spot dodge. You know what I'm saying? He punished the spot dodge and not the attack he missed. So he dodged up there. He really only dodges up or in or never dodges, but you got the KO. So it all works out. Next game. It's Magyar versus Magyar.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
So he has hammer. What you should know, you have greatsword. If he has hammer, his hammer sidelight beats out pretty much any greatsword opener. Like D-Light, sidelight, and light with just his hammer sidelight. So you just kind of want to wait. You don't want to punish hammer swings. What you want to focus on is punishing hammer landings whenever they're landing, because if you punish with a swing, they can kind of wake up and do another attack. Like if they do, I'm sure everyone's fought hammer before. They can just go into another move pretty fast. That's what you want to be focusing on, is catching landings against hammer. He wakes up. Okay, so that should let you know that you either want to do another 2-hit again the next time you do an opener bridge, and then you can either go into a finisher, or a safer option is 2-hit then jump dare. 2-hit jump dare, because he did a wake up. You'll see the next time. So the next time he dodged up and in, so I'd say the safest bet is to do a 2-hit and jump, and then just react based on what he does. So he dodged in. First time he dodged up in, Second time he dodged in. But now you have hammer. You're doing a lot of the wrong attacks. You're doing... Well, I don't know why you went that high in the air. You don't need to be floaty with hammer. And then you missed a Sair, and then you went into an Inlight, but you got punished by the Sair. Honestly, what did he miss here? He missed a D-Light, right? Or am I... He missed a D-Light. There, you should... What did you dodge here? You weren't going to get hit. So that's just... Unfortunately, you dodged here, and you dodged into him instead of up, and then you just stayed in the range of his Inlight. You stayed stacked with him. He didn't move inwards, he just spot dodged. What would have been a better option, since you did dodge towards him, is just like jump there, or just keep walking the same direction to the left. Because then he gets that punish. He gets an Inlight punish. Oh, that's just so unfortunate that you didn't get the recovery there. Let's look at these hitboxes. Look at this. So when does that D-Sig hammer hitbox end? Right here. So it's over. And then you were just a little too slow on that recovery. Just a little too slow on that recovery. That's unfortunate. But a recovery would have been nice there. Okay, nice side sig. That's actually a really good option, especially on this map. Okay, good nair. I would weapon starve him. I'd throw your hammer and get Greysword. But he caught your dodge. That's so unfortunate. And then he has no dodge, so you should have just D-Sigged. He doesn't have a dodge. What's he gonna do? Greysword recovery is not that good. So you honestly, he used his dodge. He's going down. That's a D-Sig. You're on hammer. That's what you should have done there. But he makes it back. He touches the wall, and then you're giving him stage control. You're letting him. What are you doing in the air right here? What are you doing in the air right here? You went off stage. I don't know why you went off stage and then started jumping in the air. And then you just went into his N-Sig. But it's okay. It's okay. So you get Greysword. You went for another Sair. Sair is such a bad move to do, especially in neutral. And then, oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. What you should have did, you have Greysword. I don't know why you went for that. You should have just landed. You don't want to be in the air, especially when you're fighting another Greysword. You just want to be hovering barely above him, not that high at all. So I think you need to work on managing your jump height, managing your options, because whenever you jump, you go really high and you go really far, and that's not good because you want to work on that micro spacing. So he does catch you, and then you dodge in. You need to work on not dodging in, because this is like the second game that I see you dodging in a lot. You could just dodge up or dodge up and away, because really, like, he's not gonna catch that up and away dodge to the right. So you do get hit. I would recovery sooner than that. Boom. I would stay in this vertical axis. I would not go any closer to the wall. Because what he can do, he has some options here. He's jumping right now, but before the jump, right? Let's see. So he's right here. He can go for a jump and then a GC sidelight, which I don't think he's going to do. That's a really risky move, and it's kind of like only for clips and only for like styling. He's probably not going to do a gravity cancel sidelight in your direction. But that's the closest thing that he could do that would reach you from over here. So if you just recovered and went straight up, that would have worked. I mean, he could do a dash jump Sair, but I don't think he would read that. And even if he did, you'd probably have enough time to just back up a little bit more and avoid that Sair. But you decided to go down, which he does jump and then Sair you, which is just unfortunate. Why is my camera like this? Oh, wait. I fixed my camera. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, he does hit you with a Sarah. And then you just accidentally you go for the wrong. You should have did an insig, you know, but that's a misclick, so it's okay. You would have made it back. So you have hammer. I'm gonna reset the camera real quick. 1 sec. 128. Okay. Okay. So you grab hammer. Boom. And you're still floating in the air. You do have ground priority. You do have sidelight that beats any of Greatsword's openers. So staying on the ground with hammer against Greatsword is pretty smart. But you do get a dare. That's a W catch right there. He's dead. Nice. So at this point, you're behind 1 stock. And you're doing a lot of dashes. I think you might be a little nervous here. You're doing a lot of attacks that are missing. He has hammer. Yeah, you should have just jumped instead of went into an end light. Because that was the spot dodge you did. He does an out dodge there. He does no dodge there. If you aren't sure where he's gonna go, just jump after your bridge. Just do a jump, because then you have a lot of different options you can go for after you jump. So that misses. You didn't punish it. You could have did a narrow recovery there. That misses again. You catch that. That's nice. That was actually good on you right here, because hammer does have dare, which stops someone Greatsword's juggling. So if you went and tried the nair, I'm pretty sure his dare would have won. He does jump again. Nice, doesn't KO yet. Honestly, I would get hammer here. When you hit him into the air, I'd weapon throw up, get hammer, because hammer is way easier to KO with. But if you do, that's unfortunate that you threw your Greatsword. You should have kept your Greatsword. I mean, that is just because he dashed closer to you and threw a hitbox out. So it does miss him. But I would have kept your Greatsword, and I would have tried to get a side sig. Because side sig, I would just get a KO right there. But you did dash in again, and that's also why you're in this situation, because you dashed in. So you have hammer. Went for a ground pound, which wasn't the best move. I mean, what are his options? Let's look at his options that he has. So jump, jump. He has a dodge. Honestly, you could either weapon throw or hold the hammer D-sig, and maybe he'll panic dodge and then have no options, and then you can D-sig, which I think that would have been your best move instead of a ground pound, because he did have a dodge and a recovery. Honestly, you could have punished that when he went for this. You could have dashed and did a D-light Sarah, but you're just kind of playing nervously right now. He uses his dodge. You're staying back from the edge. You have hammer D-sig, especially on this map. I think you just gotta lean into that sig more when edge guarding. Okay, but you get the KO, which is nice. He does. Now he jumps on the opener for like the first time this game instead of a bridge. He's reading for that up dodge. Nice. I honestly would have weapon starred him there. I would have grabbed the weapon. You're just looking the wrong way. I think what you need to work on is you do a lot of dashing back and forth. And the dashing doesn't really have a purpose. You're just kind of doing it. And I think it's because you're nervous but you need to work on micro spacing. You need to work on spacing out your opponent's attacks and staying in the range where you can punish them and focusing on punishing them, because that's the D-light. That's a punish right there. And because Magyar or Hammer can D-light and then instantly N-light, you could have did a jump there. This is one of the jump there opportunities you have, but you try to go for an N-light, which even if you did do it the right way, it would have got stopped by the Hammer N-light. And then you went high, you got hit with a nair. He keeps jumping, and that's like the 4th time this game where he does a jump after you attack him. So honestly, you need to work on catching dodges with Greatsword. And you need to work on looking at which dodge your opponent is doing, looking at their pattern, and then just going for it. Because after the bridge, you can jump recovery, you can jump nair, dodge is out, you catch that, which is nice. I don't know why you spot dodged there. That was a bad spot dodge because look how late that was, but it's okay. And then, let's look at this ending real quick. So you D-light, which misses. You can either go into an N-light, because at this point, if you D-light and you miss, I would think that the Magyar with Hammer would just dash towards you and D-light Sair, because that's an option that he could go for. But he's jumping, so either he's going to dare, but you can get away from that, because I don't think that would reach you. Or you could go for an N-light bridge here, which does catch him, but you do back dash because he does try to go for a Sair, and then you, which is nice, you catch the side light, D-light, and then I'm pretty sure you read here, because there's no way that this is reaction. You read that he was going to dodge out. Boom, so that's a chase dodge. He's still running. He side light, and then what do? You N-light, and he dodges the N-light. So what you could have done here, there's a couple options. You catch the side light, then you shouldn't have went for the bridge. You could have jump dared. He's dodging in. If you jump dared, he would have been off stage. He would have been below the stage. Or you catch the side light, and then you side sig. You side sig and that catches. And then he's off stage again. So those were some options you could have went for there. Our last replay, you are on Reno. So let's take a look at this. And you're also fighting a Reno. Alright. So you have Orb. I think you should have recovered the other way. I'm not too familiar. Like, I play Reno and I play some Orb characters Red Raptor. They have level 50. But I'm going to be looking at your blasters specifically, if you play blasters a lot this game, and how you can play against the Reno's weapons. So that was nice that you got this damage. You kind of reset neutral by backing away, but you did go into another attack to punish immediately. Went over the blaster D-light, which is nice. Got hit by that. You seen what he was going for? That's the first pattern you should catch right here, is that he caught you with a dare, and now he's expecting you to dodge in with another dare that he threw out. So then you should see that he's trying to fish for a dodge in, or if he's a good player, he would not go for a dodge in read again, because he would be expecting to catch what you did here, which is a fast fall D-light with him on his blasters, or fast fall N-light. Okay, but I got hit with Sair. Let's see. I would have landed with a Sair instead of a dare right there. He does spot dodge. Maybe I would have just landed next to him and not did anything. Or wait for the spot dodge, because now you know that if you're next to him and he misses, he has a tendency to spot dodge. Or maybe he might, just based on this one thing. And this is how you should go about looking at patterns from your opponent, is seeing what they do, and you really, I mean, that's kind of Brawlhalla, right? Is looking for your opponent's patterns and then just capitalizing off of it. So you see that he spot dodges when you're next to him and you miss. He dodges out there, so you got a nice punish. That was a weird sidelight that you got punished for. That's just unfortunate spacing. Yeah, I just would have... I think you could have did another jump or stayed in the air a little bit more and then punished with a sidelight. Or Sarah, I mean. So here, you're unarmed. You should be, you know, at least not playing too contesting with him. That's a nice Sarah punish. That's an NSIG right there. Honestly, I would have... Because what can he do from here? What can he do? Other than weapon throw or dare, which you can beat both with your NSIG. So I would have just stayed in this spot, which puts pressure on him. He spot dodges. That's an NSIG right there. Or that's a jump. Honestly, even if you just stayed still, what did you do? You jumped and then he hit you with Sarah. So that's just unfortunate. I think you're at a good spot to put some good pressure on him. Right here. How'd you hit that D-light? Okay. So maybe since you hit the D-light right at the edge, I don't think you could have went into a recovery because it would have probably dropped. So Sarah was nice here. That's a nice recovery. That was not the best D-sig, and you went into his side sig. You landed on stage. How do I think you could have played this? You kind of did recovery a little high, which is fine, because what options do you have? Let's see your options. What did you have? Okay, so you had all your options. So you jump again, recovery high. I think you have a bad tendency to feel like whenever you recovery, you have to go towards the stage. And that's not good. You should play more patient, especially with your options off stage. You could have just recovered more vertically instead of moving towards the stage. You did land here. I'm pretty sure you get a spot dodge because he is staring. But, you know, you just got hit, unfortunate. So now you have orb. That's a nice Sarah punish. You are giving him way too much space. I don't know why you keep backdashing. Like, that is a terrible habitat. You're just dodging back and forth unnecessarily. And then right when he gets close, you're over here. See, that's why you shouldn't be doing this, because you're over here when if you were here and he dodged out, that's a sidelight Sarah and he's dead. But you're not hitting, you're not doing anything when he's over here. That's not reaching. So he gets a free back on stage, free pass, you know. So that's another Sarah. That's unfortunate that you jumped before the Sarah. That was a nice dodge, right? But then you jumped and yeah, maybe we would have died there. And then he's dead here. So he has blasters. You have the weapon. You should be in the middle of stage, not him. You should play vertically in the middle of stage, not on the left. You should be jumping up and down. You know, maybe slightly left and right in the middle so that he doesn't hit you for standing still. But which would have probably made him not get that weapon spawn since he would be next to you, you know. But he gets the weapon, hits you with a dare. He does, back to the beginning, back to that first stock, he was fishing for the end dodge after a dare. And then now you went into the end dodge and he hits it. And then he hits that. So that's just some damage built up on you. That's crazy that he'd go for that. That was a Sair, I think, or a Nair on Orb. Orb Nair is actually really broken, and you're not abusing it. Orb Nair is like really good. D-Light, that was a Sair instead of a Dare. Boom, that's okay. That was another Sair moment. That's a beautiful Sair moment. Or a Nair recovery. But, you know, which you did go for, but I don't know, man. I think you hit it weird. If you hit Nair here, you did hit Nair when you're on the ground. So then I just wait to try to juggle him. He just got out of the recovery, unfortunately, which, you know, it happens on Orb. That's unfortunate. You've been getting hit by so many side sigs, and I think you just... I mean, he gravity cancels it too. I'm pretty sure you have enough time here to react, especially with how often you back and forward dash, which you were just doing. You were look at, that's why you got hit by it, because you're busy back dashing and dashing, and so you dashed right into it. You don't have to do that. You need to stop that right now, because that's crazy. A nice punish. Grab the weapon. Unfortunate. What'd you hit? You hit a Dare, and then yeah, maybe stay right here and then jump there, waiting for him to like try to connect with the wall, or just hover above him. You don't have to go for anything until you know what he's gonna do. So what'd you do? You did float right here. You just kind of missed that ground pound. I think a Dare, or if you just ground pound at the right spot, it would have worked. It's tough that you missed the sidelight there. That would have been the sidelight there. He dodges out every time. That's like 3 times in a row. Every time you hit him, he dodges out. See, he stays floating right there. But you hit him here, he dodges out. And then you hit him here, he dodges out again. He moved out that time. I don't know why you didn't throw your blasters at him. You kind of just threw it to the side. I mean, right here, he picked this up. I would have just dashed and threw blasters towards him. Just in case, you know, just to move him a little bit. And then right here, that was, yeah, you just didn't look at his options right enough. He makes it back. I would have went for a D-Sig instead of an N-Sig. He was swap baiting, you know. Yeah, I just went for a D-Sig. Because you did see his dodge up. And I think I guess he just baited you. He just baited you with that dodge up. Maybe you thought he wasn't going to fastball Dare and hit the wall. You thought he was going to land like over here. But yeah, he just baited you. Went for a D-Sig there. That's stuff. You gotta work on hitting your accuracy with these stairs. And why are you sidelining so much on the ground? He's over there. You need to work on your patience with these grounded attacks too. I think that's what messes you up. He's figuring out that, oh, if I just dash right next to you and I just keep floating around you, you're gonna eventually just keep missing your attacks. And that's gonna give him, the other Reno, a punish opportunity against you. So he's dead. Yeah, I don't know what that Reno's doing. Now you have the lead. That means all you have to do is just focus on building damage. You could have sidelight Sared there. Or just did a Sair, or just land Sair right there. When he end lights, since you jumped and you're busy back and forward dashing. Why? You gotta stop. This is your biggest downfall, is the back and forward dashing. So end light into a Dare, I mean a D-Light, which doesn't work. And now it's just a whiff competition, because both of you are just throwing out so many attacks and not really focusing on if your attack will hit or not. So you have Orb. Orb has a lot of range, and I just think you're not playing Orb correctly. You're also dodging in. This is another dodge in moment. You dodged up and in here. Which you had the wall. You had the wall, you could just touch the wall. But yeah, he does have that in SiG. That's a punish. Why were you in the middle of backdashing and forward dashing? That's a punish. You have to punish your enemy when he misses. I mean, especially when you have invincibility frames because you just respawned. If you can, you're inside of this guy, bro. You have Enlight. That's an unarmed Enlight, or I don't think you can delight because I don't think it touches the ground. You could right here. This is a delight recovery, a delight nair. But what do? Let's see. Oh, you backdashed. Oh, you gotta stop this habit. Because now he just got some more damage on you. You got 19 HP now. And you dodged in. It's another dodge in. He didn't punish it though, but you know, this showing you that you dodged in a lot. And now you're both. This is a whiff central. This is a whiff central. That's so sad that Sarah missed, but you know, you had the right idea. You just gotta work on that accuracy. And working on accuracy also means that you have to be so sure. You have to be really sure that your attack is going to hit. If you don't think your attack is going to hit, then what's the point of attacking and risking that your opponent's going to punish you? Right? So, you know, you just gotta, that means thinking your attacks through a little bit more, or just, you know, attacking less. You have the lead here. That's a sidelight there, which is nice. Okay, let's look at this, because I'm gonna be looking. You have to keep this pressure right where you are. Keep this pressure right where you are. He's about to touch the stage. Let's see how he touches. Let's see how it's touched. Why are you jumping to the left again? He dodges, and you're nowhere to do anything. You know where to over here to dare that, because I mean he doesn't have any options. Of course he's gonna dodge up and touch that. You could have been over here. He's not gonna dodge and hit you because you would have been too high up. You could have punished that with an orb dare to the wall, and then yeah, that was an easy moment to KO him right there. You're just too far away from him for that sidelight. Like right here, I would have been where in the middle of these leaves right here, in the middle of the leaves of the tree. Boom, sidelights there, because that weapon throw is gonna miss because you're too close to him, and you know that's a landing Sarah moment, not a nair. Right here, you went for a nair, he went for a Sarah, but you both missed, so it's okay. Still in neutral. He hits you with a dare. He's juggling you, because none of you. This is what I noticed too with orb. If you hit a nair, you can turn around and recovery the other way. You don't have to recovery the same direction that you hit the nair in, but none of you have did that this game. So knowing that this Reno never turns around and recoveries the other way, he's probably going to recovery the same way he hit the nair, and that's what he did. So you got hit with the recovery because you went towards that direction. You dashed. See, you dashed that way. You avoided that. He's side-sigging. He wakes up with an end light, but you're really far. I think you just gotta be closer to your opponent. You're too busy back and forth dashing, you know, unnecessarily. Not really avoiding anything. That's a punish. That's a punish of the century. That is a Sair punish right there. Boom, dash jump Sair that. Dash jump Sair that. Or, even better, gravity cancel sidelight Sair. But you're just too slow there. And again, you had the weapon right there. Boom. As soon as that happens, throw your orb at him. Throw your orb towards him. Grab the other weapon right there. But you threw it up, which puts no pressure on him to use another option off stage. And he's coming back. He went for a dare. That's just unfortunate. That's just unfortunate. He just went for a dare. He has options to go higher than that. That dare is not going to hit because he did it too low for his options. He hits you with a stare. Now you're the one that's getting pressured towards, off stage. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, I think you really need to work on your micro spacing. Right here, touch the wall. Touch the wall. Because Reno Orb DSig isn't going to hit you. It's not going to hit you. If you're at the bottom of the wall, Dare is not going to hit you. But he does a D-Light, and that's basically when dodging out. If you just kind of stayed right here, you wouldn't have got hit, but you dodged out after the D-Light was already finished. So that means that you weren't able to punish with a Sarah. If you didn't dodge out because you got scared by that D-Light, you would have got that Sarah punish. But you also just missed. So, which is and stuff. But all in all, I'd say you really just need to work on your spacing and stop dashing back and forth, because you have to be in the range to punish your opponent, and stop dodging inwards. You attack way too much, especially on the ground when you're missing. And yeah, just if you're trying to hit an attack, be sure it's going to hit, especially if it's a punish, so that it's not just back and forth between you and your opponent, just missing. But yeah, hopefully that helps. All right, thanks for watching. If any of you viewers want to get your replays watched, just join the Discord and let me know. And yeah, hopefully this video helped all of you too. All right, see ya.